Hi my loves, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Today we have a very cozy video. We are going to be reorganizing my bookshelves. When I say bookshelves, I more mean my bookish apartment, because at this point my bookshelves are way overflowing and there are books everywhere. We have books over by my couch, we've got books under the TV, we've got books on the TV, and then we also have like my TBR stack next to my bed. So we have books everywhere. And look, I'm not mad. I do love the kind of scattered book look, but when it's like scattered organized book look, if you know what I mean. Eventually I will make this a bigger bookshelf and I will probably get another bookshelf, but for today we're just going to be reorganizing because really I don't have time to build another entire bookshelf. That may be coming later though. I have my matcha, I have all my books ready to organize, and let's just get started. So this is the state of my bookshelves at the moment. We clearly just have books absolutely everywhere and it's just stressing me out. So I think what my plan is, I'm gonna move you over here. We're going to utilize this place and make it more stackable. I'm thinking series. We're gonna stack series up like that and just go with that, because I recently acquired like a lot of The Cosmic Universe by Brandon Sanderson and there are so many books and they were so thick. So I feel like stacking them up here will be good. I'm just gonna put books up here that I don't need to access all the time, like when I'm doing recommendations, because like otherwise pulling them out and back and stuff, it's just annoying. I'm also gonna divide books in some that I maybe don't want and just kind of prioritize my shelves. I will say these two shelves I think I'm going to leave as they are, because this bookshelf is very unstable. Because I'm renting, I can't like drill it into the wall. So those two shelves up the top have to be quite light. Like they can't have a lot of books on them, otherwise it'd be too top heavy and it would fall over. But the rest of the bookshelf I will be reorganizing, and probably the rest of my bookish apartment as well if I know myself. Anyway, let's get started. As I said, I've had a lot of books come into my collection recently. I am so lucky. Like this series, I'll probably do a big book haul. Let me know if you want a big book haul. Like this series came in, so I've got a lot of fantasy series. As I said, I think I want to stack them up here. So I think first course of action will be to remove the stuff from this shelf. One thing about me is I am a big decor girly on my bookshelves. I have so many little things on my bookshelf and it makes it hard to take everything off. Exhibit A, my Harry Potter wand when I went to Universal Studios in Japan and got chosen for the Ollivanders. The best day of my life, tying with the Eras tour. Okay, we've now got a clear surface to work with. This is my little Harry Potter poster. This is a Magical Beasts poster. If you can't already tell, I am a big Harry Potter fan. That is what got me into reading. So I always have a special place for it and I always have little decorations here and there. As I said, we're gonna do series up here. So I want these series to be series I like, or I know I'm going to like, or are pretty, but also series that I don't need to access all the time. I think we'll do this new series I got given. I don't know what this is called, but it's by Abigail Owen, who wrote The Games Gods Play, which I loved. I think we might also do my Caraval series up here, and probably Once Upon a Broken Heart, we'll see. These Caraval hardbacks are like my prized possessions. And then I also have Spectacular, which is just a little bit short for it, I think. That's annoying. Anyway, let's get started with Brandon Sanderson first. So this is like the Way of Kings series. I haven't started this yet because I'm working my way through the Mistborn series and I am so scared to, because like look at the size of these books. Actually, this is the smallest one. This is 1,100 pages. The rest are longer. And I do actually have a duplicate going on. So now we can put it up here, but I think I might give this away to someone because I don't need two copies of the same book. Okay, we have our little Brandon Sanderson stack there. Maybe we can go Caraval here. I know this is going to be annoying because these are this way, like instead of the other way, but like third to first instead of first to third. But it's going to have to go like that because honestly, like I cannot have it just works better. We have Progress. This is the top shelf. I'm liking this at the moment. So basically I have all my Brandon Sanderson books, obviously, my Stephanie Garber universe, my Lynette Noni kind of libraries, the Akane series and Whisper, the Cursed King series, I think it's called, Erebroken Fate, and then Divine Rivals. I'm liking that at the moment. We'll see if it will change. And I think my little Ollivanders can sit nicely there. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next shelf. Okay, change in angle. I have pretty much done this shelf and I think I'm happy with it. I kept half of it the same. We just have the Mirror Visitor series and the Grishaverse. I kept that the same because like Grishaverse, all the books are different sizes, which bugs me so much. And then we've just got a stack of some fantasy, Den for Thieves, One Dark Window, all of that. And just a few more fantasies here. Olivia Blake, When the Moon Hatched. Those kind of ones. These are ones I also like access all the time so I can just like pull them in and out. For the next shelf, I'm a little bit confused. I think I'm gonna obviously stick to fantasy. This is kind of my fantasy bookshelf. And then I think I'm gonna be changing this one here to fantasy as well because I'm overloading. And then do like thriller and contemporary fiction on the bottom shelf because I don't gravitate towards them as much. And then I've also kind of put all my Sarah J Maas and Fourth Wing books. Well, you know, I've only got one of each, but you know, all of them over here. And I'm thinking I might stack them on the wall because like it could look cute and I really don't have much room. I have my Dark Shade of Magic trilogy here, literally one of my favorite trilogies of all time. I think I may be mistaken and I think I might be able to put all my Sarah J Maas books on the bottom shelf because piling all these up here has made like so much room down here. I just did this shelf and like it's just kind of all my random fantasy books, a lot of high fantasy in here, and like putting Brandon Sanderson up there is also like that's changed a lot. So I think I'm going to put all my Sarah J Maas books down here and just all my other fantasy books that don't have a place yet, and we'll see how that works. Okay, so the bottom shelf is now done. I pretty much just all my Sarah J Maas books and other fantasy kind of standalones and duologies down there, or starts of series that I haven't like completed. I think this shelf will be thrillers. I just don't like the way thrillers look on a bookshelf, if that makes sense. Like they're really hard to make look good. I do have my Stalking Jack the Ripper series, which I've been reading at the moment and just absolutely loving. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna go grab the third book. Got it. Okay, so now that series can be like at least made room for. I am just really liking it. I am loving the third one so far. I'm so excited and I was so nervous going into the third one because I know lots of people like don't love it all the time, but yeah, I am really enjoying it. So I think this series can go here. I stopped filming for like 2 seconds because I literally just got a parcel. So that's fun. We can open it and add it to our collection. I do not know who this is from, but we can see together. Ooh! Lightlark. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. I literally put this on my TBR this month. Okay, we've got another one to add to our fantasy. Damn it, I don't have room. Okay, I'm gonna have to find room for Lightlark. But that is very exciting. I'm very excited for this. This is on my TBR for the month. Okay, slight diversion. Okay, back to thrillers. So I have received a few thrillers recently, including like arcs and stuff. This one is a stunning cover, by the way. It's like a murder mystery in a winery. That sounds so cool to me. Also, if you haven't read Bright Young Women and you are a true crime consumer, like, oh my gosh, this is absolutely incredible. This is basically based off like true events, but kind of has fictional elements to it. So we're talking about Ted Bundy, and this is from the perspective of the one survivor who ultimately was the reason he got put in jail, because she actually saw him and she could testify that it was him. And then she ends up testifying against him because Ted Bundy represented himself. It's just such a journey and it's so interesting to see from a victim's perspective. I think it should be more like usual to have this. It's incredible. So I think we'll put them down here. Yeah, I think I'll make this like my kind of thriller YA mystery shelf. Actually, I think I'm going to stack them like this because I think I'll be able to fit more that way. Okay, that shelf is done. This is a very interesting angle, but this shelf is done. Now this bottom shelf is going to be some standalone romances and some contemporary fiction. Okay, I think we're getting close to finishing the actual bookshelf part of things, then we can move on to the kind of rest of the apartment. I'm just going to decorate. So I have my little cup of mini books. That is just the cutest thing ever. They can go here, I think. My little lucky elephant. He can go over here. And then I also have my time turner. I told you I have a lot of Harry Potter stuff. I have all these little tiny fairies, which are just the cutest things in the world. They can go on my fantasy shelf because that makes sense to me. And then I also have my little cards for each day. You pick one. So this one says completion, which is very accurate for today. And they can go down here. Okay, so final little overview of this. It won't be a complete tour, but it'll be a little overview. So this hasn't changed. We just have my romances up here, more romances here, my kind of everything series here, Boys of Tommen and Magnolia Parks, thrillers, and then romances and contemporary fiction down the bottom. We then have my fantasy shelf. This shelf is like my pride and joy at the moment. Oh my gosh, hang on. Okay, so Brandon Sanderson, my whole Brandon Sanderson collection so far. There are so many more books to add to this. My Stephanie Garber collection, some fantasy series. I also added Dune up here, like the Dune trilogy. These are really, really old, like first edition copies, and I want them on display. They're beautiful. And then Divine Rivals and Era Broken Fate. We then have Winter's Promise series, the Grishaverse, more fantasy duologies and Olivia Blake, all that kind of stuff. Down here, I'm just gonna call this my like high fantasy shelf, because we have like Dark Shade of Magic, we've got Lord of the Rings, and down the bottom is my Sarah J Maas Fourth Wing, and then fantasy standalones or starts of series that I haven't completed yet. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm happy with how this has turned out. Now let's go figure out my TBR situation. As you can see behind me, we have my little TBR stack. This is right next to my bed. This is my bedside table. I just like to keep them next to my bed because it makes me think about them more, notice them more. This is my little jelly cat, a little sloth. My favorite thing in the world. Okay, now the reason we need to go through this is because it is not in order. I have series in here that it's just overwhelming. And I thought while we were at it, we could go through my TBR together. Okay, so I always put, obviously, the biggest ones at the bottom. So we have this book, which is Broken by Daylight. This is the 4th book. I got sent it. And whilst I'm so grateful that I got sent it, like, don't get me wrong, oh my gosh. I haven't read the first 3 books in this series. So it's on the TBR to motivate me to get the other books. I'm kind of wanting to do it like this, maybe. Yeah, maybe I'll do it like this. I feel like that's cuter. We then have The Coven. This, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like it. I think it's a dark fantasy romance, but I've heard very mixed things about it. It is very little though, so I feel like if I need a book to binge, it's a good one. I'm really excited for this one. This one is on my TBR for the month. This is Cruel is the Light by Sophie Clark, and this is an ARC edition. It comes out in January. It is stunning. Like, I'm obsessed with this cover. And like the inside, like, oh, stunning. So this is definitely on my TBR. It's going to go there. Actually, I wanted to go a little bit higher up. This one first, Love Unleashed. This is just a cute little romance set in New York, I think. Then have Lucy Undying. I really want to read this book. I don't know why I haven't yet. It is about Lucy, who was the first victim of Dracula. So that's like, that premise is really interesting to me. Okay, then this guy can go here. Then we have House of Beating Wings, just a fantasy romance. I really don't know much about this one, but it's an awkward size because it's indie published. We then have Tolkien. This is like his most recently, I know it's not he published it, but it was published, and it's his like, the world building, I think, of his creation, and that is really interesting to me. We have The Book Thief. Very terrified to read this one. Hoping I will soon though. We have Cleopatra and Frankenstein. We have Lady Macbeth on my TBR for the month. We have these 2 books. So these are first in the series. This is Lady of Darkness and Lady of Shadows. This is the first 2 romancy books in a series. And then, of course, the newest edition is Light Lark by Alex Astor. Oh my god, it's a little bit bigger. I'm gonna go there for now. And then I'll grab my Jellycat, can go there. All right, I like that, I like that. TBR done. Okay, so this is out in my living room, and as you can see, we have the couch, and then we have my little book sleeve. I'll show you. So this is it. Like, honestly, I don't think this is gonna change too much. I like how it is at the moment. I really like just books stacked everywhere. As I said, I can probably turn this one around, except this one has a bunch of tabs in it. We've kind of got a little bit of everything going on here. Like, we've got Bleak House, Bear Town, A Court This Cruel and Lovely. Like, it's a bit of a mix going on. And then we have more Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Yeah, honestly, I feel like I'm not going to change this too much. We also have some art books and business books down here for my uni. And then just a stack of, like, these are more fantasies. These are more fantasies and stuff, but honestly, a lot of these books are like books I've read a long time ago, some old books. I don't like want to put my like all-time treasured books down here. And then the last little bit of books in the house, which I do not need to organize, thank God. Just under the TV and then under here. And so I think that is my bookshelf, book apartment tour, like layout situation. I hope you enjoyed. I know this was just a little cute kind of cozy video, but honestly, I was about to reorganize my bookshelf and I was like, I feel like talking to someone while I do this because it's boring. And that is exactly what I did. Sorry about the noise, just come on then. But that's okay because we're about to finish anyway. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for organizing my bookshelves with me. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next vlog probably.